Hey guys, Mike here. So today, I'm here to talk to you about Bumblebee. In this review, I'll be going over a brief summary of the plot, my quick thoughts about the film, and whether or not you guys should go and see it. So I'm going to try and keep this review spoiler-free. However, if you don't want to know anything about the film, and you want to go completely blind, then it's just come back to this video once you've seen the film. So with that, let's get started, shall we? So Bumblebee stars Haley Steinfeld as Charlie Watson. You may remember her from True Grit and from Ender's Game. The movie also stars John Cena! In Bumblebee, Cybertron has fallen, and Optimus Prime has sent out one of his most loyal soldiers, Bumblebee, to establish a base on Earth so they can all meet up and eventually take back Cybertron. Bumblebee does make it to Earth, but through a series of unfortunate events, he ends up losing his voice and his memory. Later on, Bumblebee is found by Charlie, who was pretty much just looking for a new car. And when the two of them actually finally meet each other, she helps him try and get back his memory and pretty much stay out of sight. So first of all, I was really excited to see this movie because it's the first Transformers movie that's not directed by Michael Bay. So pretty much gone are the days where stuff like this happens.
Explosions from Michael Bay! Michael Bay explosion!
But I mean, unfortunately, it's not all good news because in the end credits I saw that Michael Bay still produced the movie. So he's out of the director's chair, but he's still attached to the movie, so I don't know, I guess we can take it as a sort of win. And also, something new about this Transformers movie is that there's a new central character. But I imagine, like most of you, we tolerated Shia LaBeouf, we were indifferent about Mark Wahlberg, but I have to say that this new character I actually really like, and I think is actually quite a relatable character. I mean, first of all, I actually did really like her performance in this. She was engaging, you really related to her problems, and her relationship with Bumblebee is what really drives this movie forward. I imagine there's going to be a lot of these unintentional puns throughout this review, so, just stick with me. But yeah, so if she makes another appearance in another Transformers movie, then, I'm all for it. But now for John Cena. I mean, this role in particular, anyone really could have played. But I'm just so glad that it is John Cena because, he's just a likeable guy and it's really good to see that he is still getting work as an actor. I mean, granted, he's not a particularly great actor, but he certainly gives it his all when he's on screen, so, props to the guy. And again, I still hope that he keeps getting work. Because, I really enjoyed the other movie that he was in this year, so if he keeps on like this, then, he probably might have a string of hits on his hand. I mean, realistically though, this story isn't anything that we haven't seen before. You know the story. Child finds alien / robot / monster. The two of them help each other out. They grow. They ultimately part ways. It's the same story that we see in most kind of things like this. And from a narrative standpoint, I don't think this movie really does anything to make it particularly stand out from other movies like this, other than the fact that it's a Transformers movie. But speaking of the Transformers, they all look really great in this movie. I mean, a lot of them look how they did back when the original toys come out in the original animations, and just seeing Optimus Prime looking how he should was just great. But also the fact that he's still voiced by Peter Cullen is always a win. But easily, the best parts of this movie, I have to say, were on Cybertron. Though Cybertron doesn't feature heavily in the movie, they're still the most outstanding parts of the movie. Not to say that the rest of the movie is bad in any sense, it's just these moments really do stand out above the rest. And seeing as this is a prequel, we really probably could have seen a bit more about Cybertron, but nonetheless, we're still stuck on Earth and we're still dealing with the same kind of human characters over and over again. You've got the US military, you got the parents no one cares about, and ultimately it is the humans that feature most in these Transformers movies. Though I will say in this one, they do find a nice balance between the two. It's not as heavily humans as it is in the other Michael Bay Transformers movies. But this one, like I said, finds a nice balance. Though, for the next one, I really want it to just be more about the Transformers, because that's what people are going to see these movies for. But, other good things. The CGI is good, the action's a lot more clear-cut, and this is really just a nice, well-rounded movie. Though, if they were to come out now and say that Michael Bay's Transformers movies didn't count and they're not canon anymore, that'd be great because I love the direction that these new ones are going in. However, if the Michael Bay movies are still canon, then there are definitely a couple of continuity issues that are definitely worth bringing up. But unfortunately, as this is a spoiler-free review, I can't really talk too much about them. All I can say is that there's a couple of continuity issues that are definitely worth noting. Though, if you see the movie, you'll probably figure out what they are for yourself. Overall, guys, though this story isn't original, the relationship between Charlie and Bumblebee is definitely a thing that pushes this movie forward, and it's definitely the thing that will keep you watching the movie. The CGI is decent, the fight actions are a lot more clear-cut, and ultimately, this was just a really fun experience at the cinema. Now, as for whether or not, you guys should go and see it. This movie won't really challenge you if you just want a nice, simple popcorn movie to watch that isn't, you know, complete garbage, then, you know, I'd definitely recommend this movie. But having said that, I don't know if this movie is 100% completely faithful to the source material. Regardless, I'd say, you know, go see this movie, you'll have a good time with it. I mean, ultimately, the thing that should make you want to go see this movie is, like I said, Michael Bay isn't directing it, so, you know, that's, again, a win. Okay, guys, that's my review of Bumblebee. If you've seen it, what did you think about it? And what's your favourite Transformers movie? Whatever it is, drop it in the comments below. And until next time, I've been Michael. See ya!